so amazing to be here today. You're probably wondering why it's taking so long to start, but we don't start until 11:30, so we have 11 to 11:30 eating and networking. But I guess because the food was on the table, y'all all sat down and started eating. So I want to thank you for coming today to attend our December quarterly membership luncheon, which is TISTA season of giving, which we recognize nonprofits who contribute to our community. So before we begin, I would like to recognize some people in the room today. So if you will just stand so that we can see you, and then you can sit back down. So our chamber board members, Stinson Sanders, chairman of the board. Alicia Hooks. Willie Morgan, he's already standing over there. Holly Gray. Marilyn Weiniger. Dr. Demetrius Liggins. And Amy Wade. Thank you. We have our chamber ambassadors, Sheila Ellis, she's over at the door. Beth Totomo, you can stand. Kayla Williams, Rose Hayden, Chasen Carpenter, Liz Patterson, Trina Coldiron, Violet Atkins, she's over there, and Kalana Crosley. Give them a hand. And then we have some people in the room from our 2021 Hunt County Leadership Class. So I want to recognize them. Bridget Saxton, Alyssa Davis, Lindsay Ross, you can stand, we want to see your face. Chris Mungo, Willie Morgan, Tiffany Lynn, Vince Patterson, Roxanne Turner. Give them a hand, thank you. And then our business partners in the room. One of our diamond partners, Family First Home Health. And one of our newest members, East Texas Towers over here. So you can give them a hand. Our silver partners, Hunt Regional Healthcare, Lone Star Credit Union, Heritage Home Health and Hospice, Remax 3D Real Estate, GEUS, and our bronze partner at Miss Energy. Greenville Board of Development is also in the house with a couple of people. We have David Ellis and Terry Thomas. City of Greenville City Councilman Tim Cruz. GISD board members Aletha Cruz. They're married, by the way. Roger Livingston. And Senator Bob Hall's office, Beth Purcell. At this time, we're going to hear from our partners today for this luncheon. And our first table partner is Marcy Gamble with Heritage Home Health.
Hello, my name's Marcy Gamble. I work for Heritage Home Health and Hospice. We're located here at 2300 Joe Ramsey Boulevard. Previously, y'all might have known us under the Abacus Home Health Care name. But as of October 6th, we were purchased by Heritage Home Health and Hospice, so now we're one big happy family. So we're super excited that now we can offer hospice services as well as home health services to the community here in Hunt County. So it's a privilege and an honor to be here. We're super excited about our new acquisition, and hopefully we'll get to work with all of you guys in the future. Thank you.
Our next partner is Brent Money with Money Law Firm, who is our advertising partner, but he is not here today, so I just want to recognize him. And then last, I would like to introduce Lisa Hill with Hunt Regional Healthcare Foundation as our main course partner.
been on the board about 9 years, and I appreciate the impact that your support has made to this community.
Oh, I love working at Hunt Regional because it's such a family-oriented, friendly environment. The staff is always willing to help. I decided to be a nurse because I've always loved to help people. So I worked at a big hospital before, one of the biggest hospitals in Dallas actually, and it's just not family friendly. I feel like the smaller hospital has that hometown feel. You get to actually see patients more than once. You know, you get to see them and get used to them and build a rapport with them. And they love coming here when they need to, and we love taking care of them. The vein finder was very, very convenient. It's beneficial for the nurses as well as the patients because it keeps us from having to poke them, you know, more than once. Also, the veto machine is awesome because we've had doctors that are not able to come to the hospital that can help discharge patients without them having to wait a whole day, you know, to see a physician.
You know, I've been here now about 7 years, and we've gotten whatever we asked for. They've been excellent. We've gotten really good support from the hospital and the foundation. They've been very receptive to all the ideas of expansion, and that's a huge thing, and actually hard to see even in major cities. The first 15 minutes of life are critical. So imagine if you're born in a place where there's no intensive care support, then you have to transport that baby out to somewhere else. The closest center could be an hour away. One of the things that's important for a baby's outcome is use of breast milk. So if the mother, you know, their home is right next to the NICU, then it's easier for them to bring breast milk. And that has a lot to do with the outcome of the baby. Having a transport team of our own, which could cater to the communities around us, okay? We know that hospital-to-hospital distance determines the outcome of a baby that's being transported. And in the last 6-7 years, we've seen a rapid growth. I think what we've done here, that's been amazing. And credit goes to the administration, the board, foundation. I think they've done an amazing job.
Thank you all. That is just a wait there. That's just a little brief overview of just a few of the services and equipment that the foundation has been able to provide for our hospital here locally. And our purpose is to take us to a level that we couldn't be without extra funds from money raised from the community to purchase these services, which are not the everyday services that most small community hospitals have. So we're extremely proud of that. Our foundation really got going in 2005. We've been in existence for many years, but in 2005, we really made the effort to energize the foundation and start raising funds to promote the hospital and, like I said, bring these services online. We are governed by an elected board of 26 members. We're a little short right now. We've just had a few roll off. Beth McBride, who you saw in the video, was our board chairman back in April when we did this video. And she has since, her term is up, and Roz Lane is our current board chairman. So we're very appreciative of all the work that she does. Some of the equipment that you might not have noticed that was going on in the video that the foundation has funded is mobile mammography, the Vein Finder, Genesis Closet, which provides services for breast cancer patients here in Hunt County, our NICU transport unit, the Vigo robot. It was a little hard to tell on that robot in the ER, but that is actually where the patient can talk directly to specialists that may be at Johns Hopkins or Cleveland Clinic or wherever. We have agreements with them where we can get specialists that can view and talk to that patient via that robot in the ER or at the bedside. So that's really exciting. We've also funded a 4D CT scanner, a surficide germ zapping robot, which we used in our cancer center primarily, but did not realize what an impact that equipment was going to have until the pandemic hit. As all healthcare facilities, we were struggling to provide PPE for our staff and discovered that the CDC would allow clinical organizations to reprocess or sterilize that PPE with this germ zapping robot. So we were very lucky because we already had one. So we were able to hit the ground the minute that information came out. So a one-time use N95 mask we could use now 5 times instead of once. And so we've still got that going on right now. We're trying to be as careful as we can. We've not had any issues with PPE, but we're prepared and we're still reprocessing and keeping up with that. And so all of that is thanks to the support of the community in all of Hunt County. We primarily raise money at the foundation through special events. And of course, that hadn't happened much this year. We did have our annual gala was scheduled for April, and of course that was canceled. And then in Bras for the Cause in October, we were lucky enough to be able to sort of put together a, thank you, Friendly, and Gabe and everybody here from Friendly Radio for all the work on that. We were able to put together a Facebook Live event, and if any of you saw it, I know we had some hiccups, but it was so much more successful than we ever thought it would be. We were hoping to raise maybe $25,000, and we raised more than $85,000. I know, so it was Hood Kearns and Dana Cash and myself were the 3 big boobs, and so they carried the load really primarily because we were so busy at the hospital. And I don't know if any of you saw Dolly Parton or some of those people wearing our Bras for the Cause shirts and giving a shout out, but it was really wonderful. And so all of that money this year went to promote and serve Genesis Closet. And like I touched on briefly, that is a service that is in, thanks to Bras for the Cause, and it provides mastectomy garments, breast prosthesis, all lymphedema garments, custom-fitted lymphedema garments for cancer patients here in Hunt County at absolutely no cost. So that is a wonderful service to have available. We are looking forward to hopefully a much better 2021. Right now we're planning on having a gala in April, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how the first of the year goes, but hopefully we will be able to see some of you at that time. We also do planned giving. We've had many planned giving gifts to the foundation. We were actually the recipient of the only $1 million gift that's ever been given in Hunt County, and that helped us to provide the Lou and Jack Finney Cancer Center at the hospital that is run by Texas Oncology. So we are so lucky to have Texas Oncology here in our community. If you need chemo or radiation, Texas Oncology is a worldwide leader in that service, and the service that they provide here at our hospital is the same at Salmon Center in Dallas or in Austin or wherever they're located. So we're very thankful to have that. Let me think, what else was I going to say? Right now, we are currently working on opportunities for people to have facilities named after them for the expansion that we're going to be beginning right after the first of the year. So, if you know anybody that's got another $1 million laying around that they'd like to have a building named after them, please let us know. We'd be happy to contact them. But we've got everything from, doing a piece of art to a patient room to all the way up. So you'll be hearing more about that over the next couple of years as this expansion begins to take shape, and we're excited about that as well. So we look forward to seeing you at some of our events in 2021 and hope that we can all have a healthier year. Thank you. This won't stand up.
Thank you, Lisa. At this time, I've invited Bridget Moon with the U.S. Small Business Administration to come and speak about funding available for small businesses and adult-inclusive nonprofits. Bridget currently serves as Economic Development Specialist and Veteran Business Development Officer for the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Her office serves 72 counties in North Texas. Her leadership has been able to directly impact thousands of people by dedicating over 25 years with SBA of helping others in their entrepreneurship endeavors and recover from natural disasters. Starting at 18 years of age, she is bound to have tools that you can put into action and believes her mission is to help others succeed in business. Help me in welcoming Bridget Moon.
I'm just going to grab this, I think. Okay. Thank you very much, Shelley. And thank you for the Chamber for having us and for recommendation from Jennifer from our National Resource Partner, the Small Business Development Center. So I want to tell you a little bit about me first. My name is Bridget Moon, as she stated. I'm an Economic Development Specialist. I'm also a Veteran Business Development Officer. Do we have any veterans in the house? Thank you very much. So definitely a round of applause. Thank you for your service. What about spouses of veterans or any active military? Thank you for the support of those veterans and active. So give a round of applause too. There is special programs with SBA, and we have resource partners that I'll talk about for our veteran and active military community. So definitely we'll touch light on that because of the constraint of time. But please do see me if you're interested in any kind of funding or entrepreneurship endeavors as a veteran or a spouse thereof, because you are still eligible, okay? We've got a little, go ahead and, wait, I don't have a clicker here, so we're going to play a little video here of just a little bit about with SBA, and I'm going to step down.
A dream, that's how businesses start. With the help of the U.S. Small Business Administration, businesses transform from a home office to a global operation, a double oven setup to a 6-person bakery, concept to manufacturing, and from contemplating closure to not just surviving,
Yeah.
but thriving. That's the power of the SBA.
No, it comes up on the next slide. No, it's the previous. No, you're going forward. You're going forward. Go back. Yep. Down there. There you go.
An idea,
There you go.
a concept, a plan, a dream. That's how businesses start. With the help of the U.S. Small Business Administration, businesses transform from a home office to a global operation, a double oven setup to a 6-person bakery, concept to manufacturing, and from contemplating closure to not just surviving, but thriving. That's the power of the SBA. We make small business our business by being an ally, an advocate, a mentor, a coach, an educator, a friend to ambitious and passionate entrepreneurs. And we're igniting change, sparking action, so businesses across the nation can confidently start, grow, expand, and recover. SBA, empowering small businesses, empowering the American dream.
Okay, so that was one of our new marketing videos that came out probably in the last year, early or late of, and thriving. A lot of times right now we're probably not feeling like we're thriving too much, right? With COVID-19. How many small business owners do we have right here in the house? Okay. we're going to talk a little bit about what the disaster relief, because COVID-19 was declared as a disaster. So we'll talk a little bit about that and talk about, if you haven't applied, how you can apply for those that are maybe still suffering consequences of the COVID-19. Now, as it stated there, that we here at SBA, we help start, grow, and expand businesses. How many businesses do we have that are less than 2 years old here? Any? Okay. So those are considered startups, anything pretty much less than 2 years. So you're still in that, what we call that infantry stage, to grow and expand. And SBA does have resource partners. And those that are contemplating, as this next slide says, what's your why? And a lot of times people want to start a business, and we ask, well, what is your why? Why do you want to start a business? What is your enthusiasm? What is going to keep you with those maybe 24-hour days? I mean, when we're a small business owner, sometimes you're putting more than just your 8-hour, 9-to-5 job, right? For those. And so you're putting in longer weeks than most. So you really have to know, what is your why? What's your inspiration to stay in business as a small business owner? Next slide. So, and next slide, please. And next one. So here we go is our SBA Resource Partner Network. And because SBA, we just can't do it all right? At SBA, a lot of people think SBA makes the loans. We do not. We guarantee loans. But we rely on our community of resource partners. And Jennifer here is with our Small Business Development Center here that is part of your region. And they give free counseling. And so we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But that's the biggest thing. We've got 1,400 partners nationwide. Okay, so SBA's got 68 district offices across the United States. So Dallas-Fort Worth, we just recently relocated this beginning of this year to GEUS. We used to be really close to the airport. And so we cover 72 counties. So Hunt County is included in our region. So we obviously are kind of centrally located with our 72 counties. However, that might not be the easiest reach for everybody in our 72 counties. So we count on our resource partners to help facilitate our outreach about getting into entrepreneurship. All right? Go next one. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, we got 4 recognizable national resource partners, and our first one is SCORE. Has anyone heard of SCORE? Anybody? No? Okay. Does anyone like free? Right? Free's good, right? So we want to let you guys know, SCORE is a one-on-one mentor. My battery went in and out there for a minute. SCORE, you can go to score.org, okay, and go, and it says click on mentorship. So you can do a virtual mentorship with them. You don't necessarily have to do, one-on-one, and especially with COVID-19, a lot of times people want to stay virtual. And so you can do that, and that's free. You can just go right on their website. You click on it. It is taking about a couple weeks to get that partnership because they want to make sure they get you someone compatible and what your needs are. So it's not just a startup. So let's say for those that are existing business owners here that we raised your hands, you might maybe need a little bit more maybe on marketing or maybe social media. Okay, they all do that kind of counseling. I understand we have some nonprofits. How many nonprofits we have here today? Okay, so again, our nonprofits, you can get this free counseling as well. Okay, go to the next one, Small Business Development Center. Same situation. They do a lot of workshops as well. I would definitely get on your local website, get on their email list. If you need counseling as well, it's free. If they want it like a one-on-one counseling session, a lot of times their trainings are free, but sometimes there's a minimal cost. But it's all like specific things have to do with business. It could be for marketing. It could be for startup, access to capital. I know a lot of times right now with COVID-19, a lot of business owners could use a little extra money, right, in their pocket. All right, go next one. All right, our Women's Business Center. This is our fairly new partner in our region in the last couple of years. And this isn't just for women, but they do cater to women. So men, if you do want to go to the Women's Business Center, that's more than welcome. They are funded by SBA as well as one of our micro lenders called Lift Fund. Okay, so they have a great workspace for those that come in and need maybe that free counseling as well. All right, next one. And then for the veterans and spouses thereof here today, our Veteran Business Outreach Center is located at UTA and the College of Business, but they do outreach in the other areas. I work with them going on to our military installations, doing a presentation called Boots to Business. And it's basically an entry-level 2-day class that where we teach about entrepreneurship, access to capital with guest speakers and so forth. And spouses are welcome to attend. We do offer it off-base, so those that do not have access, we call that a reboot. And you can go and actually go to their website or call them, and there's a schedule that you can look at. And if you need that, just contact me after today's event. All right, next. And then, of course, here's my information, and that'll be displayed at the end as well. But for those that want to get an address or my cell or office, my email, the sba.gov/tx/Dallas. I see that's a real key one to write down or put on your phone or take a picture with your phone of this slide. The reason I say that is because that is our district page for SBA. On there is a resource guide. It's a PDF. It's a booklet of just information that pertains within the 72 counties. It has a list of the chambers. It has with the economic development corporations, bank phone numbers that we work with, and just all the programs that SBA works with. So that's definitely a guide. And if you need help navigating it, I can show you after the event as well on your phone how to access it. Okay, next one. All right, so we're going to just touch lightly on federal contracting because that is something SBA does. It's a way to grow your business or a service of goods or just a plain service, and it's something that we can help you out with. It's just a means. I'm sorry, my phone's connected to my computer, so my office phone. So it'll ring up there on the screen. Go ahead and slip in that line. All right, so the biggest thing is with federal contracting, is you want to make sure that whatever you're doing is marketable to the federal government. We don't want you to spend a lot of work getting the registration and then not be viable. So we want to make sure that you contact us and talk about it before you jump into that realm of federal contracting. Okay, next one. All right, so here's some of the certifications. 8A Business Development Program, the Historically Underutilized Business Zones, which is called the Hub Zone. Do not get that confused with the state called, it's also Hub Zone. It's a different program, so we don't want to think, oh, I'm registered, but you're not registered on the federal side, okay? Women-owned, small business, and then, of course, the service-disabled veteran-owned. Okay, next. All right, and then who can help also, besides SBA on the federal side, is our procurement centers. They offer free counseling as well and free trainings. Once you determine that you do have a viable service or good, that would be something you would want to touch base with them as well. And that one is local as well as in Arlington, and that's the most one that's probably closer in the Metroplex that does the free services. Okay, next. Next one. All right, so I talked a little bit about, with SBA, we back the loan programs. You actually go through a lender, and that's where our resource partners come in handy. Usually they have built up relationships with your local financial community to know whether they're lending or maybe lending on what type of entity they're lending on, and they could probably help you out to where you're not, hopscotching going from bank to bank or financial institution. The other programs that we have is called microloans, and that's probably a majority of a lot of our small business owners use because those are loans that are about $50,000 or less. And a lot of times people say, well, I just need a little bit of money. I need this to improve, or I'm going to add this goods or service to my current business, and they don't want a lot of money. The other beauty of microloans is they're not their traditional as far as in the banks of requirements. So if you don't have that perfect 640 a lot of banks like to have, they work with you on lower credit scores. So, and they also work with collateral, variations of different collateral. So it does make it a very nice entities to work with. And we have 3 major ones in our area, People Fund, Lift Fund, and BCL of Texas. And they're also included in our resource guide that I mentioned earlier on our district page. They also usually have some kind of veteran loan program, whether it's a discounted interest rate or maybe service fees, things like that. All right, next. All right, so SBA can help with the different loan programs of those different types of entity. A big thing that a lot of people sometimes inquire about is, farming. SBA doesn't do farm loans, and a lot of people ask because of the new ideas of things to do with marijuana, and because it's still a federal, not federally approved, it won't be federally approved through SBA. Okay, so until it's federally approved, we can't fund those programs. So we always tell people look for the states and local help for those assistance. Okay, and I mention that because we get a lot of inquiries about that, believe it or not. Next. All right, so the biggest thing is these things right here: business plan, expense sheets. Where's your business? What do you want to do? Or maybe you're starting a business. Of course, that business plan comes in handy. If you're starting any business, a business plan is basically mandatory in order to get financing. And you're like, wow, that's really can be overwhelming, and it can be. But that's where our resource partners are going to come into play. Our small business development centers, our SCORE, the Veteran Business Outreach, which we call the VBOC, our Women's Business Center, can help you establish those business plans. Or if you're in business now, and you're like, wait, I want to grow my business. I want to do this. I want to do that. But you have no idea how to put it on paper, that's when they can help you out as well. Okay? So that's where those financial statements, financial projections, sometimes they're called pro forma statements. And so those are things that they can help you put together based on what you're doing. All right, next. Lender Match is another entity that we want to touch base on real quick. That is where, let's say you want to see what might be available outside of your local community for funding. Lender Match is where you're going to put in some very basic information about your business and what you're doing and how much money you want. Wouldn't it be nice if we just push a button and we say, I want $1 million, and it shoots out $1 million? So, and we could do any kind of business we wanted, right, or thereof. So it's similar, but it's not necessarily going to give you the money. What it does is it takes your information and it spreads over 800 lenders across the United States, and it asks them, hey, here's a business, here's what they do, this is what they want to do with the money. Are you interested? Usually within 72 hours or less. They usually try to give you a 24-hour turnaround, but I know in some instances it does take a little longer. They'll contact you and say, I'm interested. Okay, so at that point, you already want to have your business plan, you already want to have your information ready to give them because you don't want to lose that interest. So that is one way to see what other opportunities and finances that you could get, okay? And that's also on, if you just want to go to our webpage, sba.gov, type in Lender Match, it'll pull it up for you as well. All right, next. All right, so determine your credit worthiness. This is something that also talks about and goes with not just SBA regular lending, but also in the disaster lending. And so we're getting ready to touch up in on that because we have the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program open right now. But these are things that our resource partners can help you out with because these are important. These are important to know about your business, what to write about it, in each of those entities. All right, next. All right, so also research and development. This is just another program that can also offer grants. And I'm not going to touch too much, but if you're interested in this, see me after the event, okay? All right, next. All right, go next. All right, and then bonds. A lot of times people, anybody in construction here? Anybody? Okay, a little bit back there? Okay. All right, so a lot of times with construction, you have to be bonded. And a lot of times those bigger projects is bigger bonding. And sometimes it's very unobtainable as a small business owner in construction. So SBA's come along and says, hey, we're going to offer a program for you so you can grow your business to get on board with those bigger projects. So that's something that definitely you can check on our website, or again, see me after, and we'll go over a little more. All right, next. All right, go next. All right, real quick on the, a lot of times businesses, they say, I want to grow, they don't know how to grow. Really, the United States is about 5% of worldwide as far as consumption and marketing of goods and services. So wouldn't it be nice if you captured that other 95% out there in the other realms of countries and services? And that's what you can do. We're, like it says 96% of consumers live outside the U.S. And so we want to make sure that you can touch base with those other consumers. And there's programs out there for you if you think it could, market well. And that's, again, our resource partners can help you analyze that. You don't have to do this on your own. That's the beauty of it, with no cost. All right, next. All right, so that talks a little bit about it there, getting the export funding and so forth. Then we're going to go on because I'm running short of time. Go next. And there's the, that is in our office. He does have an office there, but we do encourage you to make an appointment because he does travel a lot through Houston, and he has an office down there. And, of course, Houston being a major port, a lot of his attention's down there, but he will meet with you. All right, next. Next. All right, so here's a disaster. A lot of times people think of with SBA, sometimes they'll see FEMA, and they'll see, Red Cross and the national disasters, right, with tornadoes and hurricanes. Anybody been through a natural disaster, flooding or anything? Okay, a couple of you. All right. So you'll see, of course, on the news, you'll see FEMA and so forth, and you don't really see SBA because we're in the background. We kind of follow FEMA on a presidential. Well, our district office doesn't. There's an SBA separate office that's just dedicated to disaster because there is a lot of them, right? You see on TV, you see hurricanes, you see fires, you see the forest fires, mudslides. There's a lot of them. So they've had a separate office just to deal with that. Go ahead, next slide. So a lot of people don't know that disaster loans can help outside because you think Small Business Administration, you hear business. You don't hear, hey, as a homeowner, as a renter, economic injury, for just the business side of it. It doesn't have to, get physical damage. A lot of times with hurricane, we all remember Hurricane Katrina, right? Well, some businesses didn't get physical damage, but they got economic injury because they couldn't get to their business, or their goods or services couldn't get to them to supply inventory. So, or people were, hey, I'm fixing my home, my livelihood, I'm not too worried, so they didn't have workers. So there's a lot of things that can go in besides physical damages that can be eligible. So go on next slide. All right, so here's another slide of this. I want to touch base real quick on the economic injury because a lot of people, are questioning whether they can still apply. The economic injury is eligible for nonprofits and churches as well as businesses as long as you're considered small. This is still open till the end of this month. If you have not applied and you still have effects from COVID-19, such as whether it's you're not getting your product to sell, or maybe you don't have the workers to do. I was talking to a meat packing place the other day, and he says, look, I don't have a meat shortage, I have a people shortage. He says, I don't have enough people to process the meat. So, because a lot of people say, look, COVID-19, it scares them. They don't want to go to work. So there's a lot of things that go into play. So it is an easy application online. If you go to sba.gov, there's an application there that probably won't take you more than probably 20 minutes total time to complete. They will request additional information as needed to help process your file. But if you haven't applied and you think even though it's they were saying at the very beginning it was going to be limited up when they expanded because obviously businesses are still affected. And of course, we just had a recent mandate of change for our bars and other restaurants here being 50% that just came down for today, I think it was, it went into effect. So they're still feeling the effects of it, so we encourage everyone to go ahead and apply. If you have questions on that or how to get and navigate it online, You can call me or see me after the event. I want to make sure that everyone understands that there's still time to apply what's called the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, otherwise known as EIDL, EIDL, okay? We want to make sure that you guys have the working capital that you need to continue operations, okay? Any immediate questions real quick or anything that might be general? Okay, all right, well, thank you very much. Oh, wait a minute, Jennifer. Well, and that's very true. What you have to be careful a lot of times is Small Business Administration, you'll see Small Business Association, okay? And that's a difference. That's a whole different entity. We're not going to charge. A lot of times you'll get these things, oh, you have to give me your credit card. You have to do this for an additional cost. That's not true, okay? So if you get anything like that and you're alarmed, call our district office, call me. I'll let you know. But once you do apply, you'll get a confirmation email from SBA that says, hey, we received. Okay, and for those real quick that have applied and maybe got declined, we can set you up with our resource partners to help you try to overcome those reasons of decline. Okay, so, or see me and I'll talk to you about it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bridget. I want to introduce Brent Money. He's in here with Money Law Firm, an American Title Fee office, and he is our advertising partner today for lunch.
Thank you, and sorry I'm a little late. We're very busy this time of year, and always, and especially right now. Just a couple of quick things, and then I won't use my whole 3 minutes. Number one, we were just voted the #1 law firm in Hunt County, so thank you to the readers of Herald Banner for that. Our law firm specializes in real estate, probate, and litigation law. So if your business has any needs or anything like that, please give me a call. We'd love to help you out. Second, we are, like I said, very busy. And if you know of anybody who's looking for a job, who's personable, smart, detail-oriented, and might like a career in the legal field or in the title world, even if you don't know what that means, even if they have no experience doing that, we don't mind teaching people who are eager to learn. So anyway, that's really all I've got. But thank you. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Thank you, Brent. And Brent is also one of our city councilmen. So this is our nonprofit section. This year has been challenging, to say the least. This chamber does the annual auction every year, and it's one of our major fundraisers of the year. And we donate a portion of the proceeds of the auction to one of our 501c3 members. This auction was scheduled in July this year, but it had to be postponed and moved several times. Then it had to be changed so that we could accommodate social distancing, which included no buffet. We had to reduce the capacity to 100, and normally we have like 240 people. We began to have the mindset that we would not even receive donations during this time, and we didn't want to go out and ask people for donations. So from the get-go, we knew that we wouldn't make much money from the auction this year. So after several discussions with the auction committee, we decided to add a casino so that guests could just relax and have fun. I mean, who doesn't want to relax and have fun? We added some travel giveaways that were graciously donated by Travel Dreams, and we used them to raffle off. And then as the date got closer in October, businesses of Hunt County began to come out of the woodwork, and we began receiving donation items. After it was all said and done, and with the hard work of our chamber employees, our chamber auction committee, and our chamber volunteers, and this woman right here, Deanna Bird, who was in charge of the auction, we netted $18,500 with the 100 people. It was a hell of a year, just like it's been for most of y'all. This year, we had 10 wonderful nonprofits from Hunt County that applied for the funds from the auction, and these funds have to be used for a program, a project, or a capital campaign that they are working on, and in some way this project has to impact the community. We had 3 board members, not the chamber employees, but 3 board members meet and decide which nonprofit would win, and they told me this was the hardest job that they had ever had to pick one person out of those 10 applications. Today we're going to hear from 3 of the 10 that applied and to find out what their nonprofit does and works towards throughout the year. So first up, I'm going to call Alyssa Davis to the stage from Senior Center Resources and Public Transit as she talks about the Hunt County Senior Service Alliance.
Trina had to leave for a family emergency, but she apologizes for not being here anymore. My name is Alyssa Davis. I am with Family First Home Health, and I'm also an ambassador for the chamber, but today I am representing the Hunt County Senior Service Alliance. So the Hunt County Senior Service Alliance is a network of chamber business professionals focused on being a resource for the growing senior community and caregivers of Hunt County. Ooh, sorry, I wasn't prepared to do this, so I'm reading, and I apologize for that, but whether their need is immediate or planning for the future, the Senior Service Alliance directly contributes to the needs of the specific Hunt County population. Businesses that cater to Hunt County seniors and caregivers are encouraged to join the Hunt County Senior Service Alliance and contribute to our mission. For a minimal membership fee of $50, your business or civic organization will be added to the Hunt County Senior Service Alliance Preferred Provider Member Directory. The Hunt County SSA, as we call it, will offer events and activities that are designated to educate, engage, and entertain Hunt County seniors. Our first project, which is underway now, is our first annual Warmth Drive. Our goal with this event is to provide 200 blessing boxes to the seniors of Hunt County. Each blessing box will contain a pair of socks, a blanket, a pair of fall-resistant house shoes, and a sweatsuit. Each box is estimated at around $20. To date, we have received 120 nominations, and nominations are still coming in. We are beyond thankful for the following donors that have supported Hunt County SSA on our first endeavor. Those donors include American National Bank, Atmos Energy, Richard Carter, Colonial Lodge and Tender Care, D. Earls Tax Service, Tom Davis, Delta Logistics, David Ellis, Farmers Electric, GEUS Employees, Greenville Christian School, Greenville Health and Rehab, HSC Orthodontics, the students and staff at Lone Oak Elementary, Melva Hill Rushing Family Practice, Debbie Sickles, the Wildflower Wedding and Event, United Way of Hunt County, and Family First Home Health. Hunt County SSA's second service project will be to publish a senior service resource guide with the helpful information and a listing of our SSA community partners. You don't want to miss out on the opportunity to join. Join Hunt County SSA today. We have membership applications over there on our booth, or you can join online at the chamber website. You can find us under the programs tab. As our logo reads, sorry, this is not spaced out very well. As our logo reads, the seniors are the roots of our community. Help us cultivate those roots and join Hunt County Senior Service Alliance today. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Alyssa. Next, I'd like to introduce Liz Norman with the Lone Oak ISD Education Foundation.
These off. These belong to, are they yours? I might need to borrow them. Good afternoon. I'm Liz Norman. I'm the president of the Lone Oak ISD Education Foundation, and it's a privilege to be here today to speak before you and to share some of the wonderful things that the Lone Oak ISD Education Foundation has been doing over the last 4.5 years to inspire learning and also to enhance education for the students of Lone Oak ISD. Because of a lack of funding, many small rural schools like Lone Oak are only able to provide education with the basics. So anything extra is really a challenge, a big fundraiser or something. And honestly, the manpower in a small school district, it's very tough. And you can only rely on your volunteers. You can only rely on your teachers and your administration so much. But so in 2016, the Lone Oak ISD Education Foundation was established as a 501c3 organization by a group of parents and educators and community members who believed that all students, no matter where they live or how big of a small a school that they are in, that they deserve the opportunity for exceptional educational programs. So we wanted to branch out and bridge the gap. We have been extremely blessed to have the support of many donors. And I want to thank all of you who support all of these nonprofits in Hunt County. Me personally, I am always so amazed for a small community that Greenville and even Hunt County is compared to your bigger metroplex. How many nonprofits we have and how many are so successful. So that is only as a result of all of people like you and your businesses and people as individuals who support and provide that. So I just want to give you a big thank you for not only supporting us, but also every nonprofit in this community. And like other nonprofits, the Lone Oak Education Foundation could only do what we do because of the support we get and the generosity of others. So something we are very grateful and proud of at the Lone Oak ISD is the high level of support that we receive from Lone Oak ISD staff. Not only do the staff work hard each day for our children, but so many of them give from their own pockets to support the foundation. And in any given year, there we go. So in any given year, we have anywhere from 50 to 66% participation and contribution from our staff members that work at LOISD. A payroll deduction program that we at the foundation established. We call them our crew, which is what some of those shirts you saw them wearing. And we've called them one year with a pit crew, one year they were our running crew, then our deck crew, and thanks to Rose Hayden over there, this year they are our flight crew. But we also want to recognize that providing monetary funding for wonderful programs in the classroom is essential, and it is a huge part of what we do, and it is where most of the money that is donated to us goes. However, it's only one piece of the educational puzzle for what it takes to make a district really thrive. And I heard that word used earlier, and that was a word that just has stuck with me. Those other pieces include providing inspirational programs that encourage and motivate both the students and the teachers and even the administration. It's those intangible programs that say, congratulations, you've done a great job, or keep working hard because it will pay off. Or how about hearing, you've made a monumental difference in the life of a child or someone else. So like everyone else, I always look forward to our annual Grant Patrol Day, where we loudly storm the halls of every campus and award teachers the funding for the wonderful programs that they have established in their classrooms. So over the last 4 years, and I'm sorry, I've had COVID, and I'm still recovering, so I get really short of breath. So you're going to have to listen to my breath through this microphone, so I apologize. So over the last 4 years, we have given out 46 grants, educational classroom grants and district grants, totaling over $120,000 in 4 years. And so one of the things we're very proud of at the Education Foundation is it's very rare for an education foundation that once you get established to be able to give out funding in your first year. We were able to do that, and in our first year, we were able to give out over $31,000 in funding for educational programs to our schools. And that was as a result of some really hard work from some very dedicated people who started the foundation with me. So we provide funding for new and innovative programs that the students of Lone Oak might not otherwise have, Those are creative special education programs, technology-based reading programs, robotics programs from elementary to the high school, and college readiness support. We have also funded programs to enhance education in creative arts, physical education, and even archery. That was the newest one. If you get a chance, take a look at our website or our Facebook page, and you will see lots of pictures of those programs funded by the Education Foundation. I think you'll find them very interesting and very inspirational as well. But nothing is more inspirational. I'm getting short of breath, sorry. But nothing is more inspirational than being at our Distinguished Scholar Academic Banquet in May, where we celebrate the academic achievements of our top 10 seniors. But we take it a step further. We actually ask our graduates to select a Lone Oak educator, past or present, who had a significant and positive influence on their life and educational journey as a student. At the banquet, each graduate stands up on a stage in front of everybody and personally invites that educator up and tells them why they selected them, how they made a difference in their life, and specifically how they got them to where they are as a top 10 graduate. And then in turn, the educator gets an opportunity to talk to that student. And we've had even kindergarten teachers who were brought back up on stage, who were invited by that top 10 graduate, and they remember the encouraging words that that kindergarten teacher said to that shy child who couldn't read. So the impact and what you get to hear is phenomenal. But we have had an array of different staff selected, and it's not always a teacher. But once you get to hear and you watch the inspiring words and stories being told in person, you don't forget them. From the severely diabetic student who honored and gave credit to her middle school nurse for keeping her physically well enough to stay in school and eventually become our valedictorian, to the top 10 graduate who never got along with her band director, but surprisingly, she chose her to honor and gave her all the credit and heartfelt gratitude for always challenging and pushing her to give her best and to never quit. Needless to say, the director was stunned for being chosen by that student, as were many other people, I believe. But it was priceless, and it was tearful, and it was a wonderful moment to watch. So we also have junior NHS students that we asked to serve at the banquet. And that's not just for help. We actually have a hidden meaning behind that. These are your junior NHS students who are your potential top 10 students for your following year. Well, we want them to hear and to see the impact of what we do and what the banquet is about and how different it is, and they all want to be a part of it. And what we end up having is actually having to tell them to be quiet because there's a big group of them in the back in the kitchen arguing over that they're going to make it to the top 10 and that who they're going to pick for their educator and why, and I'm going to get her, and on and on. And then, but you hear them talking about, I can get my grade up in this, or I can get my grade up in that, because that is something they aspire to do. So that's always a positive for that program. Students don't ever really forget, and our educators never really forget. And so that's why we at the Education Foundation feel it is so important to provide not only the monetary means and the programs in those classrooms, but we also provide, the Distinguished Scholars Academic Banquet in Lone Oak, which did not exist prior to the foundation, starting it. But because it uplifts others and it celebrates the successes of the students, teachers, and families of Lone Oak ISD. But we also know that those successes are far-reaching, and they don't just stay in the small town of Lone Oak. Those students are your future. They are your future Hunt County residents, your employees, your public servants, and also your business owners. Nelson Mandela is known for saying, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And we really get to see that firsthand at the Education Foundation's Distinguished Scholars Banquet. So I want to leave you with a short highlight video from really, I mean, I have a lot of favorites, but this is kind of one of my favorite Education Foundation programs. It's called the Exceptional Academic Signing Event and Inspire Awards. And I love this program for many reasons, but you'll see I love it because it's not only a wonderful celebration, but it is a partnership program between that we started, the Education Foundation partnered with the Lonoke High School, and it exemplifies what two completely separate entities working together for the same goal can accomplish. And if you don't understand what an Education Foundation is, we are completely separate from the district. We're not part of the district. It is truly a partnership. So I'm going to let you watch this. This program won the 2019 Outstanding Achievement Award, which we received from the Texas Education Foundation Network. So if you didn't, thank you. If you didn't get a chance to hear what the program was, it's on YouTube, or you can probably find it on our website, or just ask me and I'll send it to you. But it does explain the program, and it is something that we partnered with, and I think that was the most, and you can see it turned into a huge event. And we pulled in our Inspire Awards that we give, which are, to staff awards and things like that, and then we pulled it in with, those students who are furthering their education in some form. So, and I'm just about done, but I cannot be done without thanking our Lone Oak Education Foundation board members. And I'm just going to mention them to you, which is Michelle Gilbert, Paula Billingsley, Rose Hayden, Jean Taylor, Sarah Word, Mindy Kaiser, Dr. Dan Hammonds, Nikki Haynes, Dana Hicks, Lee Hogue, and certainly not least, but Orville Gentry. And many of you may know some of these people. And most of these people were on our original founding board who helped me get this foundation started. So I'm very, very appreciative. It takes a lot of time, dedication, and hard work, as you all know. So I just want to, again, thank you, thank the Chamber, and all of you for graciously always supporting your nonprofits around Hunt County, because you're supporting life-changing things for people every day. Even though you may not see it, it's all around us, and you do make the difference. Thank you so much.
Last, I'm going to introduce Michael Phillips from the Greenville Educational Enrichment Foundation.
Thank you very much. First, I would like to say thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for allowing us to be here. Secondly, I would like to say thank you to Dr. Liggins, Ms. Cruz, who just walked out, Mr. Livingston, as board members of the school district, and of course our superintendent. Being part of the Greenville Educational Enrichment Foundation is truly a partnership with the school district. And of course, then Amy Wade, our liaison. We couldn't do anything without you, so thank you very much. What we do, like I said, is a true partnership. And as Liz was saying just now with Lone Oak, it's very similar. We do things for our teachers. We do things ultimately for the students. But we couldn't do it without the people who are already in place. And obviously their budget, the district's budget, can only go so far. So what we do as a foundation, giving back to those classrooms, giving them tools that they can use in those classrooms to inspire our students and enhance their learning experience is what it's all about. So we also have a little video that I'd like to show. Also, I was told only 5 minutes, so the video is about 4.5, and that was probably to keep me from talking too much. So please.
seemed excited to be part of GISD.
What we typically do is we provide a gift of some sort, and then we also provide them lunch one day a year.
I have a freshman in high school, and just knowing that I'm giving back to something that affects him in the long run is very important to me.
I wanted to give back to the school district and be a part of the school district and help support our teachers.
This district is a community effort. There's no doubt about it. We need everybody in this community to come to the aid of the teachers and our students. And I think the best way to do that is for everyone to get involved. So that's it in a nutshell. And like it said, like Miranda mentioned on there, that the spelling bee, it's a huge event for us, and it usually happens in February. And as of this last meeting when we spoke, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So what we're looking to do is just make some changes, but every little bit helps. And again, as I mentioned there, as I mentioned before, it's a community effort. We all know that. And no different from this town to any other town. And we thank you for your for what you do for the community. And we thank you for any support that you can give. And I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to introduce Stinson Sanders and Merrill Waniker to the stage to announce and present the 2020 Nonprofit Member of the Year.
Hi, everybody. We are so excited to be doing this presentation. I think we live in one of the best communities in the whole world. Don't you think? I mean, think about all the nonprofits that we have and what all they do, just helping people daily. All the kindness and caring that they're sharing just on a daily basis. So it's a special privilege for us to be able to present this gift. This gift is going to be $3,000 gift. So we feel like that'll be a nice little check for someone to use in a good way to help their neighbors, and we're thrilled to be able to do this. So the nonprofit that we chose was created when a group of parents, community members, and business leaders saw the need to fund innovative educational programs because of the disparity and lack of state funding given to smaller schools. I think you may have heard some wording similar to that earlier in this presentation today. This program will train high school students a skill. It will increase the skill set of our local workforce. This gift will be used toward the purchase of 2 Power MIG multi-process welders. Graduates will leave high school as trained and AWS certified welders. It's our honor to present this check to Lone Oak ISD Education Foundation.
I just want to thank y'all. Lone Oak has been, we've been hauling the few high school students that could could do the program for the welding program to Commerce for years, and it's been really a struggle to keep that program going. This money goes toward purchasing the welders. Well, we will have an in-house program, and those students get that welding certification in-house. Don't have to go anywhere, don't have to be transported. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Liz and Rose. At this time, are there any businesses in the room that would like to say something that would, like something maybe they're doing, something that's going on in their business at this time? I'll bring the mic to you. Anybody? Okay. Well, I want to thank you for coming, and I wish everyone a